This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Finance, in a release issued yesterday addressing concerns raised over the extension of the Special Economic Recovery Zone order in relation to Abaco, the Abaco Keys, Grand Bahama, Sweetings Key, Deep Water Key, and Water Key, particularly the zero rating on construction services. Now, VAT and duty exemptions have been extended to December 1st of this year for household furniture, appliances, hardware, supplies, building materials, electrical fixtures, and plumbing fixtures, but opposition leader Michael Pintard expressed some concerns. In fact, he told reporters this morning during a courtesy call at the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce that the opposition believes the government is going to inflict tremendous harm on persons seeking to rebuild.
Many of them are just coming into funds that would allow them to hire a carpenter, a plumber, a mason in order to build or rebuild their homes. And so in raising that with the government, a statement was ordered by the Prime Minister to be issued indicating that those residents will not be adversely affected. They can make representation that they are suffering as a result of Dorian, and it would be corrected. Again, that is a step in the right direction, but it does not get us to the finish line. And I can tell you, there are a tremendous amount of residents who are deflated and upset at this decision.
Press officer in the office of the Prime Minister, Gillian Gray, also addressed this matter at OPM's weekly press briefing this morning.
There has been a bit of controversy around 10% VAT on construction services, but the Ministry of Finance is confident that those impacted will not be affected by this, as the SERS order covers those people. The exemption was never intended to benefit large-scale commercial construction or multi-million-dollar homes. It will, as we know, and is bringing relief to those residents who need it most.
In the statement, the Ministry of Finance says it will continue to process applications for relief under the SERS order on a case-by-case basis and consider any application for special consideration on its merits. Free testing will be expanded to Grand Bahama by early next week. This according to OPM press officer Gillian Gray at the office of the Prime Minister this morning.
We would have had a private company assist with some of that donation. We have a number of private companies, NGOs, who have been partnering with the government to really help to tackle this pandemic. And this week in particular, Prime Minister Davis and Minister of Health, Dr. Michael Darville, received a donation of masks from FTX Digital Markets. The donation totaled $1.5 million, with $500,000 earmarked for free testing in Grand Bahama. So definitely that's going to help with the rollout there.
Mrs. Gray adds that free medical grade masks are also being distributed as a part of the government's plan to fight the pandemic.
And I'm just going to put a plug in here. Those free masks can be received from the Red Cross, government clinics, vaccine, and free testing sites. Of course, the Prime Minister welcomed this and all donations to help fight against the pandemic. We've also partnered with BTC and Alive to increase our capacity for contact tracing, and we're willing to partner with other companies. So we invite the private sector, nonprofits, churches to partner with us in this fight. We've already had international NGOs like Direct Relief, as well as CORE and many others who have reached out. Masks are already on the way from Direct Relief. So we are happy to partner with the private sector and NGOs who are really stepping up to help us bolster our capacity in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic.
The free testing pilot program was launched here in the capital this past Saturday. Individuals who present no symptoms of COVID-19 are able to test for free at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium on Tonic Williams-Darling Highway and the Malia Nassau Resort in Cable Beach. These will be drive-through testing sites. Individuals with symptoms can get a free RT-PCR test at the South Beach Clinic, which will not require prior registration. So far, the free testing pilot program has been implemented on several islands across the archipelago, including Bimini, Eleuthera, and New Providence. And the Bahamas has been removed from the European Union's anti-money laundering blacklist more than a year after it was placed on the list, according to Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator Ryan Pinder. Senator Pinder making the announcement in his remarks at the opening of the legal year on Wednesday. The Bahamas was placed on the EU's blacklist in May of 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Bahamas engaged in diplomatic and technical meetings and consultations on an ongoing basis to address the blacklisting by the European Union. During the period August 2020 to October 2021, there were 2 draft assessments submitted for the Bahamas review with requests for supplemental information, and the last submission was made to the Director General of FSMA on 1st of October 2021. The Office of the Attorney General followed up with the Director General on October 11th and December 15th of 2021, and on Friday, January 7th of 2022, just last week, the European Commission adopted a new regulation to update the EU AML blacklist, which including the delisting of the Bahamas. It has now been shared with the European Parliament and Council for formal consultation.
After the consultation, according to the Attorney General, the regulation will be published in the official journal of the European Union and enter into force 20 days after its publication. EU officials had stated that COVID-19 enforced delays to the Financial Action Task Force's site visit to the Bahamas meant it could not confirm whether the country had resolved the deficiencies in its anti-financial crime regime, therefore placing the nation on its high-risk listing. Senator Pinder noting that through many meetings, consultations, and much hard work through the years, and ongoing communication and discussions from May 2021 to December 2021, pre-plenary meetings resulted in the assessor's recommendations to upgrade the Bahamas. Just 4 short months after moving their headquarters to the Bahamas, cryptocurrency giant FTX Digital Markets donates $1.1 million on Thursday to the newly minted non-government, nonprofit Agricultural Development Committee in an attempt to create a sustainable future with more accessible, affordable, locally grown produce. Vice President of FTX Digital Markets, Valdez Russell, explains what prompted the company to make such a donation.
The causes and commitments that are of importance to Bahamians, residents, and the world are also important to FTX Digital Markets. My colleague Ryan Salem and I firmly believe that in order for the Bahamas to be a better place, the world to be a better environment, we must do our part to invest in the causes and commitments that make a difference. Healthy lives, the commitment to a sustainable environment, and addressing issues of food insecurity are amongst those initiatives. We were pleased to collaborate with Philip Smith and other individuals who recognize the importance of being advocates and champions for making a difference. And as such, our initial contribution of $1.1 million to the newly established Agricultural Development Committee will go a long way to contribute to a better Bahamas.
Philip Smith, former executive director of the Bahamas Feeding Network, now the newly appointed executive chairman of the ADC, says the development of this committee is just the next step towards self-sustainability and nationwide hunger eradication. He also notes that in order for real inroads to be made in the advancement of the agriculture in the Bahamas, corporate Bahamas must follow FTX's lead and lend assistance where necessary.
I've always said that your success is determined by the people that you can surround yourself with. And I'm very, very excited. And just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for such a wonderful donation of $1.1 million. It's truly going to do a lot for us. I can focus more on things that need to be done for farmers rather than having to raise money immediately. And, you know, we'd like to extend an invitation to the business community to look at matching this donation. You know, agriculture in this country hasn't really succeeded ever. And it's just unfortunate because people must eat. I have been feeding the poor for the last 16 years through Bahamas Feeding Network.
$700,000 from this donation, according to Mr. Smith, will be used to actively increase awareness and education in the area of agriculture and food security. He notes that as part of these efforts, seeds and supplies will be widely distributed to farmers across the nation. Stay with us. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.